Hi, this is Aaron with Zollotech. Today we're going to do a follow-up on the Mophie JuicePak Air. Now I've been using this for, well, since the day I posted the video, so a week and a half or so, and maybe even 2 weeks, or almost 2 weeks. And I've used it to recharge my iPhone on the go while I'm at work. So you can see it's kind of empty now, as I've recently used it. Now I did have the original Mophie JuicePak. I had the Richard Solo to compare this with, the 1800, and this is the newest iPod battery pack that I know of anyway, and the only one that I'm aware of anyway that has or becomes a case for your iPhone. Now, a couple things on the case itself. The case, I know on their site they offer this top piece that I just took off. That tells me they know it's going to break. That makes me a little leery of the product, although I haven't had any issues. I know there's some people that have complained about it cracking or breaking when they're putting it on. The Mophie itself is pretty good. It is a little bit bulky because it is a case to use it. Now the one thing between this and the old one, this one is much more slippery. This surface right here is about as slippery, even almost more so than the iPhone itself, and that can be a problem holding on. Now you do have a larger surface area to grip, but it is a little bit of a problem holding on to it because, I don't know, this surface is really slick, and you can see there's some scratches. I don't know if you can see that if I bring this in close or not, but there's some surface scratches. Pretty hard to see unless you hold it just right, and it is a case, so that's not a big deal. There's been people that complain about reception on this. I've had no problems with reception. Actually, I tried it. The place I live now, I have very poor reception inside, and that's due to brick construction or cinder block construction, and signals don't go well through concrete. So I have very poor signal strength, and I can probably show you here. Well, right here it shows actually pretty good, but it usually will be 1 bar or none. Yeah, there it just dropped down to 2 bars, but normally it's none. If I'm lucky, it's 1 or 2. With this on, I see no difference. I know some people complained of that, but I've had no difference. I tried it in different rooms. I get the same result with this on as I do without it. Now, as far as battery life, as you probably is most important for you, I get about 1 charge for the iPhone, 1 full charge. So if this is completely empty, it'll bring it back up. Now I had it down to below 20%, put this on, charged it back up, brought it just about to the top. Now I did it again a couple times because I know this is a lithium polymer battery, I believe, if I remember right, and it brought it right back up. I've recharged this 3 or 4 times with this now, and it does bring it right back up where you would expect, and it just about doubles the life of this. Now it is a little bit thinner than the other one. I don't know if they're using a different battery than the original Mophie JuicePak, and this does act as a case. However, I got a little better battery life out of the original JuicePak, and I don't know why that is, but I did. So I just thought I'd bring that up. They're both very good. If you want something that's a case as well, this is much more convenient, as the other one really didn't offer hardly any protection. It was more like this, a little less protection. The one complaint that I do have about this is this isn't a very soft plastic, although I haven't noticed any scratches from it. It does make me a little nervous as to the force it takes to put this into the case sometimes. So there, it's in. Now when I put this on, that's not a problem, the top piece. You can reach the buttons just fine. A little bit tricky when this is on vibrate to get your finger in there. But I don't really have any nails, and I can get to it. The one thing I'm not crazy about is there's no face protection or lay on the table protection. So if you lay it this way, you're right on your screen. There really is no lip there. I don't know if you can see that. I mean, if there is, it's very slight. So I guess you could lay this down and have no problem. But for the most part, you're not going to want to do that. Now they have provided these little cutout slits for the microphone, speaker, and or the microphone and the speaker itself, so you can hear the ring, and I have no problems with that. Like I said, it is a little bit bulky. It about almost doubles the weight of the phone, I want to say. I don't know the exact weight, as I don't have a scale here to test that with, but I would say I want to say it doubles the weight. You can see it is a little bit more bulky. Let me pull this out of here, and that is a little bit tricky, especially the first time you pull this out. It does wear a little bit better. And see, if you just grab the top and pull, it's not so much of a problem. But this little lip wears a little bit and becomes easier. Now the problem is pulling it off of this. I find that if you grab it like this, like you could on the old one, it's pretty difficult. I use the palm of my hand and have to put a pretty substantial amount of pressure while I try to hang on to this. Once I get about the halfway point, it's not a big deal. But for whatever reason, it's just a pretty tight fit. And but it hasn't left any scratches on here, so I can't really complain about the quality of the case or anything like that. But I have shown you, here's the thickness of it. So it just about doubles the thickness. It is a little bit thinner as far as this part goes, but it's still significant. So whereas this fits in your pocket nicely in a case, thin case, co-zip, Sena, sleeve or whatever. I prefer like a sleeve type case usually. This normally just slides right in. It is a little bit more difficult. Now, the real question is, you're not going, or are you going to use this all the time? If you are, you're probably not going to want something like this, unless you don't mind having a bulkier device and you don't keep it in your pocket. If you keep this in your pocket, it becomes a little bit of a problem. As far as this isn't really noticeable in like a jeans pocket or something. It definitely would be with this on it as well. However, it's an excellent alternative to some of the other things you may see out there. The original Mophie is kind of put it in there, wait for it to charge, and put it away somewhere. The Richard Solo is definitely smaller, but you have to carry a cable with you. So the compromise here is reasonable. The problem is, again, like I said, is the thickness. If you don't mind that for the couple hours it takes to charge, then it's not a problem at all. And it really hasn't turned out to be a problem. Now, people have said before this is micro USB. I want to say it is, but it just looked a little bit smaller, or a little bit wider to me than micro USB. So I'm sure it really is micro USB, but like I said, it looked a little different at the time to me for some reason, and I'm not sure why. But anyway, this charges up pretty quickly, holds the charge well. You've got the on-off switch here, and it doesn't charge until this is, I don't know if you can see the red dot. That, you got a green dot now. When the green dot is on, it means it's charging. It will charge the device right up. When this is full, it will drain the battery and then charge it. So it kind of has it must have a little microchip in here that says, the iPhone's connected, okay to charge if you leave it on charge. You can charge and sync through this cable though, so that's really convenient. If you do have it in the case, you don't have to take it out, put it in your dock, or plug in your dock connector to do that. You can charge and sync right through this, so that makes it really convenient. So as far as a case goes that charges, this is probably the best solution out there right now. It is a little bit costly, but it depends. If you're in a situation where you need more than the battery life of this, with all the antennas it has going on in it, this is definitely something to take a look at. There are other alternatives, but as far as size and convenience, this is probably the best solution out there as far as that goes, as of right now. So definitely worth checking out. It's the Mophie JuicePak Air. There is a couple other different companies that make similar things, but this one's definitely worth checking out, and it lives up to its claims as far as battery life goes. This is Aaron with Zollotech. We'll see you next time.